Cranking up the music, niggas see I got the recipe. I gotta keep the toolie, you know that is a necessity. Jealousy, niggas hating, bitches waiting, baby mama stressing me. Got me showing pistols like accessories. I told them not to mess with me. Missing all my niggas, I need therapy. Cock it back and blast, open sesame. I cruise like Penelope. Bitches on my dick, but no Gregory.
What's going on, my YouTubers? It is your boy Ghostface Gaming back once again after a very long hiatus. Yeah, I know it's been a while. It's been a few months. Took some time off to handle some personal things in life, which are actually progressing in my favor. I'll just say that. I'll give you guys a life update at some point. But right now, we're getting strictly into WandaVision episode 7. Like, one of the most... Like, dude. I just did a group watch. You know what I'm saying? Nobody watched but me. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to watch it again later on my way to work. I got an hour ride to work, even though it's not an hour away. Either way, so we pick up where we last left off in episode 6 and the promo videos that were dropped earlier this week where Wanda wakes up. She's pretty much got a hangover. You know what I'm saying? A Hex hangover from the night before where she expanded the Hex to save Vision's life, and we saw that Darcy got wrapped up into that, and we was wondering what kind of character. By the way, I love Cat. You know what I'm saying? I love Cat Dennis. You know what I'm saying? In Two Broke Girls. You know what I'm saying? Like in Thor. Yo, she kills it. Anyway, shout out to my Carolina girl. That's my thumbnail though. But so we get to that point, and the kids are running upstairs, and their games are retrograding from the Wii to the 64 to an Atari to Uno. So they run upstairs, and you know, little Wiccan. I don't know. I always get them confused. Tommy and Billy. Which one's Wiccan and Speed? I just know about Wiccan and Speed. I always get their names confused. But Wiccan is like, yo, mom. He's basically hearing all the voices in his head and is trying to control his powers. So Wanda still has on her costume, the Scarlet Witch costume from the night before of the Sokovian fortune teller, as she said it. So she comes downstairs and she gives this weird, dark meta explanation of what's really going on with her. She wakes up and realizes Vision's not there, which we'll get to in a second. She wakes up and realizes Vision is not there. So she comes downstairs and she's having a whole moment like where she's about to just freak, and of course Agnes comes through the door. I almost dropped the spoiler, which by this point, if you don't know, going any further, heavy spoilers, okay? Heavy spoilers here. Heavy spoilers. A lot of Easter eggs, heavy spoilers. So she uses her magic and lets Agnes through the door. Agnes comes through the door and sees she needs a moment, so she takes the twins, Tommy and Billy, to her house. Weird. She takes the kids just to her house. So we get back to the real world, and this show, by the way, is called Breaking the Fourth Wall. It does a lot of that because it's the Modern Family setting as far as sitcom wise. So we get back to the outside where Jimmy and Monica are on the way to meet her guy, which end up being really a woman, which end up being nobody who we thought it was. I had to go back and find out who this woman was because she was friends to her mom. So I had to go back and see in Captain Marvel if she was in Captain Marvel somewhere. But I was hoping for Adam Brashear, aka Blue Marvel. Either way, Monica gets ready to go back in. Oh, before we get there, Tommy saw that Darcy had unlocked all the files and sent it to him. This was before she got sucked into the Hex. She sent him the files, right? So while they're on their way to meet their people, Jimmy reads out, you know what I'm saying, that not only was Director Tyler trying to reconstruct Vision basically back into a sentient weapon, he couldn't bring him back to life until Wanda got a hold of him. So maybe in the episode 8 we'll get a flashback to that. I thought this was going to be an hour episode, but this one was 30 minutes. So maybe the last episode, the finale, will be an hour. Either way. So they jump in the truck. Monica tries to go through the Hex. The Hex is rewriting the truck but spitting it back out at the same time, and it spits it out as like some old 1970 pickup truck. So Monica's like, you know, fuck it. She runs through the Hex, and there's a thumbnail you see her powers begin to manifest. She hears the voices of her mother. She hears the voices of Captain Marvel. You know what I'm saying? You see her split into where she got kicked out in her 70s form, and then we see an 80s version of her, which wasn't quite in the episode, but it probably was a concept. And then she makes it through, and we see the blue light through her eyes, and she's looking like through this weird blue spectrum of light. And then her powers start to focus. So she takes off running, like full speed. So she gets to Wanda house, busts through the door. Her and Wanda have this whole moment, and she's trying to explain to Wanda what's going on. That Director Tyler basically is going to nuke the area, bro. He's going to nuke Westview. So they have this moment, and like I said, she starts busting her out the door with her powers, with her Hex powers, and she gets ready to slam her to the ground, and Monica powers kick in, and we have a Spectrum versus Scarlet Witch moment. You know what I'm saying? And Wanda looks like, oh shit, like you got powers, sis. What the hell? Agnes sees this the entire time. Now, we're gonna get back to that. So we're gonna go back to Darcy and Vision, who are on the way to the house. And the truck is taking forever, and Vision's having this broken fourth wall moment himself, you know, talking to the directors, and like he's like, I just feel like Wanda is keeping us from getting there, but it's actually not Wanda. We're gonna get there. So Darcy is basically breaking it down to Vision, everything that happened from Infinity War until now. And then Vision has this moment where he's like, you know what, I don't even know why I'm here sitting here talking to y'all. And he phases through the truck and he starts flying off. And then we get back to Monica, Wanda. Agnes sees all this going on out the window. She comes out the door, grabs Wanda, walks off of Wanda, basically tells Monica to get on through. You know what I'm saying? Some weird way. Mind you, the neighbors are looking at all this. The mailman and all. The neighbors are looking at all of this. Because we still don't know who Jimmy Woo's missing man is. So the neighbors are looking at all this. But seeing it and not seeing it. So here's where we get to the really, really spoiler heavy territory. So Agnes takes Wanda to the house, asks if she wants some tea. Wanda starts realizing that the boys are missing. Agnes, with looking all creepy, tells her, oh, they're in the basement. Get this creepy look. We go into a basement and it looks like a witch's cavern. You know what I'm saying? And she real live tells her, oh, you're not the only one with magical powers around here. And we get this whole montage where it says it was Agnes all along. From episode 1 to her bringing Pietro back. We gonna get there too. To her bringing Pietro back, to even when Wanda in this episode is sitting talking to the directors and it sounds like a dude, but it's really Agnes using her freaking powers the entire time. Agatha Harkness, bro. That now we know for a fact she is not the main villain, but Agatha Harkness the entire time. The entire time. And she walks up to Wanda and puts this like purple hex over her. You know what I'm saying? And then we cut scene. Like that's the cliffhanger for the next episode. Boy, I can't wait for the promo trailer for this one. So we get a classic Marvel post-credit scene, right? So Photon, aka Spectrum, aka Goddess of Light, aka Captain Marvel, aka Monica Rambeau, my Carolina girl. Shouts out to you. So we get her walking up to the house, trying to get into the house and figure out what's going on. She finds the corridor or the basement doors. She gets ready to walk down to the basement. Somebody pops up behind her and says, Snooper's gonna snoop, huh? And it's Pietro. So who is Pietro? Now I have so many questions. But we gonna get into a theory video. I might bring this back. But it's your boy Ghostface Gaming. Like, subscribe on social media platforms. Share all over the place, man. I'm out. Take care of each other, y'all. This world's still crazy, man. Peace.